This
What did we
conference will
discuss?
now be recorded.
What did we discuss in the previous class? We discussed
Actually, data provisioning.
in the data provisioning. Sorry guys, we discussed a flat file. Let us discuss smart data access. I will also show you the document which contains all these things after this. So smart data access is inbuilt in HANA modeling perspective in HANA Studio or Eclipse. If you go to the HANA modeling perspective, so this is the HANA modeling perspective which is used to access directly HANA database, and we understood window perspective, reset perspective. We have done the flat file using this quick view import, which is in HANA modeling perspective. Yeah, what's the question?
Sir, there is a lot of disturbance in the background, sir. I don't know from you or from someone else. I don't know.
Is it the same for everyone?
Yes, sir. Lot of background noise.
Okay, let me check. Is it fine now?
No, sir, no.
No?
Still, a lot of people voice are coming.
Okay, just give me a few minutes, okay? Okay. So we discussed in the previous class flat file. Now smart data access we are going to discuss, which is inbuilt in HANA modeling perspective in HANA Studio or Eclipse. So if you look at in the provisioning folder, there is a smart data access which can be done from in the HANA modeling perspective itself. So smart data access is virtual replication of data. So we need to understand how smart data access is virtual replication of data. For example, let us take a scenario. If you want to move the data from SQL Server database, let us assume SQL Server database is the source system. This is the SQL Server Management Studio. I'm logging into the SQL Server Management Studio and accessing MS SQL database. So imagine this is our source system and the target system is HANA database. Now we need to understand how to move the data from SQL Server database to this HANA database. So our source system is SQL Server database, and the target system or database is HANA database. We are going to do this using Smart Data Access. If you want to do the Smart Data Access, if you want to use the Smart Data Access, so here in the provisioning folder, we are able to find the Smart Data Access, and here we are able to see the remote source. So we should create a remote source for the source system. We should create remote source for the source system. While creating remote source, we need to give the source system details. So source system here is the SQL Server database. Even we have logged to the SQL Server database using the details, and also we can find the same details in the HANA details notepad. Here we can find SQL Server, and this is the server name, and this is the user, and these are the SQL Server details. These are the SQL Server details. And here what is important is user, HANA user, password welcome 1234 W is uppercase, and the server is sample1. Server is sample1. So we are in the HANA modeling perspective. Let us create a remote source. Right click, new remote source. We need to create a remote source for the source system. I am giving some name for the remote source like MSRS1 something, and we are choosing the adapter name here, MS SQL database. We need to give the server name here. This is the server name sample1. Give the server name and username, and the password is welcome 1234 and the W is uppercase. Do not put the cursor at the password field, because if you put the cursor at the password field and if you execute, you get parameter password cannot be empty. Put the cursor somewhere else and execute. And here see, we are getting an error stating cannot get remote source, could not find ODBC. Usually each and every database has two drivers, ODBC and JDBC. If you want to use Smart Data Access, the source system should have ODBC drivers. The prerequisite to use Smart Data Access is source system should have ODBC drivers. Here, SQL Server database doesn't have ODBC drivers, so we cannot use Smart Data Access here. First of all, coming to the data provisioning, we are discussing this to understand the knowledge on the tools. In real time, each and every tool has its own consultant. For example, BODS, there are BODS consultants. It is a different job profile. Same thing SLT. Even Smart Data Access is done by HANA admin. Anyway, flat file is done by anyone. It is very easy, right? Why we are discussing, because these questions can be asked in certification exams, and maybe these can be asked in interviews or when we work in projects. We also should know what is around us. For example, if it is a sidecar approach, how the data is replicated in HANA database, we should know. So if you know, we get the clarity, and of course we are lead and above. If you are lead and above, we should also know everything around us. So that is the reason we are discussing this. So coming to the Smart Data Access, Smart data access is virtual replication of data. It is inbuilt in HANA modeling perspective in HANA Studio or Eclipse. We no need to use any other tool. But here, coming to our scenario, to replicate data from SQL Server database to HANA database, SQL Server database should have ODBC drivers. So the prerequisite to use smart data access is the source system should have ODBC drivers. That is the limitation here. But here, as it is a training system, even in the real time also, they check lot of factors and they choose the tool. When they decide SLT, BODS, they check everything. They check lot of possibilities, factors, and they decide the tool. Okay. But here, if you want to use the smart data access, we do not have too many systems here. The source system should have ODBC drivers. So usually HANA has ODBC drivers. So we use HANA as a source system and also target system. But we do not have two HANA systems in our landscape, in our remote desktop. We have only one HANA system. So what we do here is we assume source system is HANA database and target system is some other database. But actually speaking, we have only one HANA system, HANA database. But here our assumption is source system is some other HANA system and target system is some other database. By taking that assumption, we are going to use smart data access. So for that, we need to create a remote source. So we need to create a remote source for the source system. Here our source system is HANA database. Our target system is HANA database. But actually speaking, we do not have two HANA systems. We have only one HANA database, but we are assuming, we are imagining source system is some other HANA system and target system is some other HANA system, but the approach is same. So to create remote source, right click, new remote source we do. And let us give the name as Oasis remote source. Maybe we are giving some name and choose here HANA ODBC. And here we need to give the server and port. For that, in the HANA details, this is the host. HANA 2 is the host. Usually port is 3, next 2 digits is instance number, and 15. This is fixed. 3, next 2 digits is instance number, and 15. This is fixed. So let us give this same. Now username HANA user and password welcome 1234 and W is uppercase. Do not put the cursor at the password field, put the cursor somewhere else, because if you put the cursor at the password field and if you execute, we get this error, parameter password cannot be empty. Let me hide this quick view for better visibility purpose and put the cursor somewhere else and execute. Now remote source created, connection to remote system is established, and we can find here under remote source, if you go and check, we are able to see our remote source. This is our remote source, whereas OAS RS HANA 1. OAS RS HANA 1 is our remote source. This is our remote source. So if we expand the remote source, we are able to see this is the remote source is created for the source system. So this is the source system database, but if we expand, we are able to see these are all our source system database schemas. As you are already aware, this system, already you are aware the schemas and all. For example, if you expand some schema, right? If you expand some schema and see, we do not find any folders like tables, views, synonyms, sequences, which only we are able to see directly the tables. We are able to see directly the tables. If you open any schema, even you are all aware of the schemas, because this is the system which we are already doing the practice. Even we created some schema via sys 2200. If we expand, see, these are the tables we created. We do not find all the folders, we find directly the tables here. That is one difference. But anyway, I am opening some schema. I open some table, I select some table and right click, add as a virtual table. Here, if you observe, you can see this create virtual table, the pop-up name. And here you see in the information, enter table name and select target schema. So we need to select the target schema, means in the target system, in which schema we are going to create this virtual table. Anyway, our schema is YSys 2200. So I selected YSys 2200. And why it proposed the table name automatically by remote source underscore the table name. So if you want, you can keep it or you can also change it. I'm clicking this create button. I'm clicking this create button. See here the virtual table is added to the schema YSys 200. And if you go to the target system YSys 2200, go to the catalog folder. We are in the target system now. Right click filter and give our schema YSys 2200. And here in the tables folder, you can look here. This is the virtual symbol and this is the table name. And if you double click, you are able to see here type virtual and schema, and you can look, and if you right click and data preview, we are able to see. What we need to understand here is this table is not physically created in the target system. This table is not physically created in the target system. It is pointing out to the source system. Obviously, even the data is also pointing out to the source system. You can also select the data, select star from. If you do this, even you can select the data like this. So let us go to remote source again. Go to our content, go to our provisioning folder, go to remote source, go to our source system and take any schema. This time right click, add as a virtual table. I'm giving the name as my customer and give our target schema is YSys 2200. Create. Now the virtual table is added to YSys 2200 and this is the schema and this is the table. And look, this is the my customer, and here the schema you can see, type you can see, source name you can see, remote object you can see. Now right click, open data preview, we are able to see data. So this is what the smart data access. So is it clear everyone? Any questions on smart data access?
Uh, Sir, I have taken, I am able to see the data from the source system, that is okay. But here in the HANA system, we are giving the different name as the my customer, right? But how can we get to know the source system table name?
Why do you need source system table name? Because here we are replicating data in this schema, in this target system from source system. If you want, you can give the same name, but here I changed the
That
table
is okay,
name.
sir. Someone has given that one. Someone has given that one. Now I want to get to know. from which table I am getting the data. So how is it possible?
You mean someone has changed the table?
No, sir, someone has uh, imported this table. I mean, they have title. So smart data access is there. Someone has imported the table by using smart data access in our HANA system. Now I am using that. I am able to see the data in the HANA database, but I want to get to know from which table it is coming in the source level.
Mhm. What you can do is, usually, as I told you, it propose the table name as remote source name underscore source system table name. Right here, wantedly I changed the table.
I
If
see.
it is not changed, you can find out. Otherwise, what you can do, you can go to the remote source name and you can check. You can check the table in the remote source name from here. Even you cannot find also see from which schema and all. Only thing is you need to identify in the remote source what are the common fields. So you should check like manually. That's the
Okay.
reason. In case if you but anyway we don't look at we don't look like right source system. This is which table and all. The purpose of the replication is to move all the data from the source system to target system. Whether it is whether it is a flat file or a smart data access or BODS SLT, when you replicate data from different source systems, you don't mind this is coming from which table and which data and all. Our objective is to move all the data to the target system to centralize the data. You just do the reporting in the target system. That's it. Yes, still if you want to analyze, yes, you can analyze using all the possible ways. Like usually the table is created remote source main underscore table name, or else you can go to the remote source and you can check like
Okay.
how the table.
Hello, sir.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
can we validate the data? Actually, source directly we can get from source from target data successfully updated. So this data is correct or not? How can we validate? Yesterday also we discussed directly we upload from Excel to directly database. So the data is correct or not? How can we validate? Is there any validation is there or directly upload from source system?
No, are you talking yesterday, day before scenario or this scenario?
Both scenarios we are upload from source system to target system. So is there any validation is required or
Yeah, let's say if you have Excel file, right, you are directly uploading into the table, right? Here it is
yeah,
not a ABAP program to do some screen validations or program validations. Okay, this is a database. You are directly uploading your data into the table using Excel. What you have to do, in case if you want to do, you just check your Excel sheet, everything is there or not. That is flat file is concerned. Okay. Coming to the smart data access, we are not uploading any data. It is just pointing out to the source system. That's it. It is not created. The table is not created physically in your target system, target database. Okay. It is just pointing out to the source system. That's it.
okay?
Okay.
I
So
just
you don't need any validations and all because it is just pointing out to the source system. That's it.
okay,
That's the reason we discussed smart data access is virtual replication of data. Okay, because the table is not created physically in the target system. Of course, even the data is also not physically created because it is point out to the source system.
okay, okay,
Okay,
sir, clear. Thank you.
okay, come.
One small question.
Yeah, what's the question?
Sir, is
Sir,
this just only for
sir, I am
is
up that file.
Yeah, please one by one. Pani, go ahead.
sir, is this only like virtual table? I mean, this table is only to view the data, or we can also do modifications to this table?
Yeah, actually, when you create remote source, right? Let me show you. During the creation of remote source, you can decide that.
Okay.
Let me show you that where you can do that. For example, you are in the provisioning folder, right? Here in the remote source, right click new remote source. During creation of remote source, see here by default it is read only. Okay, if you expect also some write, then you can use read write.
Okay. So if suppose if the DML mode is read and write, if we create a virtual table, so in the remote system, if we do changes, it will reflect in source system also. If we keep this as read and write.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Any questions? Someone was asking.
Sir, hi sir. Sir, I'm uploading something data from the Excel sheet, but that will store in the schema level. But I want to see the data in SC11 transaction. Is it possible, sir?
Yeah, it's usually I will explain this during HANA modeling, but let me show you. As I told you, we never create a schema, we never create a tables directly in the catalog folder in HANA modeling perspective in HANA Studio or Eclipse. Usually when HANA is a sidecar or secondary database, okay, but it is the old approach actually. Now mostly no one is using that. Then the tables are replicated from different source systems. In that case, schema is created by HANA admin. So tables are replicated to this database using any one of the ETL tool. Usually if you go system status, this is our database. This owner is nothing but schema. So whatever tables you are able to see in SC11, whether it is a standard or custom, right? All those are available here in the catalog folder in the schema, in the same schema. Here you may not see all the tables whatever you are seeing from SC11, but in real time, yes, because your HANA admin usually do the syncing between your database, like database and ABAP layer. Okay, that is the job of HANA admins. They run some jobs or they do the synchronization. So in real time, what happens? Whatever tables you are able to see in SC11, all those tables, whether it is a standard or a custom, exist in the schema in the catalog folder in HANA modeling perspective in HANA Studio or Eclipse. So in case, yes, in HANA database, if you replicate the tables to this schema, then you are able to see it in SC11.
Okay, sir. Thank
Okay.
you.
Anyway, going forward, we will discuss in case if you create table, we also discussed in the first or I think second, third class, right? If you create table directly in the catalog folder in the schema, it is created in the database. It is not created in the ABAP layer, right? So if you want to see the data, but there is a different approach, you can see the data using ABAP and HANA external view and all. So same way here also, if you create table directly in the database, it is not created in the ABAP layer. You cannot see it in SC11. Okay, that is always there. But to see the data in ABAP layer, we can use ABAP and HANA approach, like external view, database procedure proxies. That will be discussed during ABAP and HANA. Okay, when we
Okay, sir.
start
Thank
ABAP and HANA, we will discuss. Any questions? Any more questions? Is it clear, everyone? Okay, you don't think too much on this data provisioning part, because as I told you, from HANA modeling, actually we do most of the things which we do in the projects. Okay, anyway, let me show you the document where you can find all these things so that you can refer also the document. There is a document called data provisioning. This is the document data provisioning. Here you can see the different ETL tools, flat file, and also we discussed you can use either XLS or CSV files using flat file. Here in this example, right, we find screenshots with diagrams, and also you see field separators, everything you find. And also this example is done using CSV. And here you can look at smart data access even. You see the screenshot, what we done, all these things. For example, BODS, which we are going to start now. In BODS also you have different examples with the screenshots and all. If you want to uh, practice more examples, you can look at this document. Even as all data provisioning is available in the same document with the screenshots and with more examples. Okay. Anyway, let us start BODS. BODS stands Business Objects Data Services. BODS stands Business Objects Data Services. It belonged to a company called BO, Business Objects. BODS stands Business Objects Data Services. It belonged to a company called BO, Business Objects. Later, SAP acquired the company BO and renamed BO as SAP BO, SAP Business Objects. And also they renamed BODS as SAP Data Services. So BODS, Business Objects Data Service, or BODS, somebody called BODS, or SAP Data Services, both are same. We use a different tool for this. We cannot do this in HANA model, HANA Studio or Eclipse. We use a different tool, BODS, SAP Data Service Designer tool. So talking about BODS, it is near to real time. It is not real time. It is near to real time. Okay, first of all, we need to understand if it is near to real time means what is real time. Okay, to understand real time and near to real time, let me give you some example. Imagine this is a SAP on-premise system, maybe ECC with any database, MS SQL database. Let's say we implemented Ariba or any cloud for customer or anything. For example, if it is cloud for customer, here we need to move all the existing vendors and materials to this cloud for customer systems. So for that, what we do, let's say we use ALE doc. So we know we define logical systems, assign logical systems to the clients, force partner profiles. Then we have each and every master data has their own outbound program. We execute, then all data will be gone. If 1,000 customers are there, it will be gone. Okay, first of all, real time, near to real time, we need to understand, right? So before that, I am explaining initial replication and delta replication. because here also we need to understand initial replication and delta replication. Initial replication means whatever we do, let's say taking this scenario, initially if I have 1,000 customers or 1,000 materials, if all this data will be replicated to this target system, that is initial replication. If all the data from the source system is replicated to the target system, that is initial replication. Let's say if I change something or if I create something, then that changed material or new material is moved to the target system, that is delta replication. If you replicate all the initial data to this system, that is initial replication, and whatever changes we do or whatever new materials or vendor created, if that is replicated to the target system, that is delta replication. Usually, in initial replication, after doing a lot of configuration, we execute some outbound program, and if we execute that outbound program, and through that outbound program, data will be moved to the target system, that is initial replication. Even to move the delta replication, we use any idea how do we use delta replication here in this scenario? Is my question clear, everyone?
Is it with smart data access?
Now, delta replication means, for example, in ALE IDOC, if I create a new material that will be moved automatically here, or if I do some change, that will be done here. So that will be done using change pointers. So what we do in change pointers, we configure some PD5051T codes and we schedule RBDM IDOC as a background job for every 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Then whatever material is created, that goes automatically here after a certain time, or when we change, that will go here, or when we create, that will go here, right? So initial replication is like you execute that outbound program, then data will move to the target system, that is initial replication. Delta replication means whatever changes you do, those changes will be moved to the target system, that is delta replication. Now my question is, for example, real time means whatever we do in the source system, if it immediately goes to the target system, that is called real time. Whatever we do in the source system, if it moves immediately to the target system, that is called real time. Whatever you do in the source system, it goes to the target system after 5 minutes or 10 minutes. That is near to replication. Now my question is, change pointer is real time or near to real time?
Near to
Near
real
to
time.
real.
Yes, because we schedule a job for every 5 minutes or 10 minutes, right? So change pointers is near to real time. Okay, so real time means whatever you do in the source system, if it moves to the target system immediately, then real time. If the data will be is moved to the target system after a certain point of time, then it is near to real time. Now BODS is near to real time. So we are going to start BODS now. Let me show you where you can do BODS. First of all, let me define a scenario. So here our source system is ECC with MS SQL database. Here our source system is ECC with MS SQL database. So if you log into the ECC, if you go system status, here MS SQL. MS SQL is the database. So this is our source system. Target system is HANA database. So here we want to move the data from this source system ECC with MS SQL database to target system HANA database. Now we need to understand how to move the data from, so our source system is an SAP application here and ECC with the MS SQL database. So here I need to move all the materials from the source system. I need to move all these material data from the source system SAP application like ECC with MS SQL database to target system HANA database. In the first scenario, all the data will be moved to this target system HANA database to this schema along with the table creation. First scenario is all this data will be moved to this target system HANA database along with the table creation in this schema. We need to move all these materials along with the table from SAP application ECC with MS SQL database to this schema, to this target system database. So this is our requirement. So for this we are going to use BODS. So for the BODS, here there is a tool data service designer. There is a tool data service designer. If you click, it asks some details like here system, username, password. You can see in our HANA details notepad. This is the system, user, HANA user, password, and also repository. You can see everything here. So username, HANA user, password, welcome 1234, user, HANA user, password, welcome 1234, W uppercase. If you click log on, see these are all the repositories, and select the repository because by default new BODS repository is selected. So here repository means it's some storage location. Whatever objects we create in SAP Data Service Designer or BODS, All these are stored in this repository, new BODS. Like a package, for us, like a package or a project, whatever we discuss. So once you click OK, you need to give the repository password. I'm giving the repository password BODS, and if you click OK and continue, see SAP Data Service Designer and the version and the SAP logo. So it is logging into the SAP Data Service Designer. Don't worry, I will show it again. First, let it be opened. See, this is the SAP Data Service Designer. Let me close it. Close this. Now let me open Data Service Designer again. Here we need to use username, HANA user, and the password welcome1234, W is uppercase, log on, and these are all the repositories. So new BODS repository is selected, click OK and give the password. Continue. So any questions till now, everyone? Whatever we discussed so far, is it clear? Any questions? Okay, so let me tell you what, even if I start, we cannot complete now. So tomorrow, as I told you, we do not have class tomorrow. So Thursday, we will complete both BODS and also we start SLT. And Friday, we will complete SLT and we start HANA modeling. So from HANA modeling, it is very, very important. HANA modeling, it is very, very important. So let me know. So we will start HANA modeling Friday. Okay. Let me know if someone is facing any difficulties during server access, or are you finding any difficulties, or if you have any questions. So let's use this time for discussing any doubts or issues. Is everyone able to access the servers, or are you facing any difficulties?
Sir, I'm using Mac system. I'm facing some problem to connect to the server, but I will somehow figure it out. I'll do some research. I'll do some research, and I'll figure it out. But sir, we want the previous class recording. Please send it again. No one is able to access that recording. So
Which recording?
the previous class recording, maybe on 14th or 15th, I guess. 14th
Is
date
it
or
same
15th.
for, yeah, is it same for everyone? 14th? Someone here, or let me check.
13,
Sir,
sir.
I sent
We
mail
open.
for this.
I
One
open.
Then
moment,
I got.
one moment, please, one moment. So today is 17th. Yesterday we didn't have class. So do you mean 13th?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, is everyone not able to access 13th?
No, sir. I'm able to access.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. I'm not able to access, but I sent a
Yeah,
mail.
one moment, right? See, if one person is able to access, then there is no issue from my side. But let me tell you, okay, if you open, okay, you don't able to see. If you open immediately, it takes some time to load. Okay, don't open immediately as soon as I send you. Open after some time. Maybe check now, or maybe check after some time. Okay. So anyway, whoever sent to me email, I shared them again. Maybe I will share again to everyone. Okay, I will share again to everyone on 13th video, not an issue. But what I am saying, if at least one person is able to see means there is no problem with the uh, video and all, right?
Yeah.
Maybe there are the reasons like your internet is slow or if you don't have ELC video player. So these are all the possible reasons. Okay, maybe check it. And also if you immediately open, whenever I send, if you immediately open, then also it will not work. Anyway, I'm going to send 13th video again. Okay.
And one more, sir. I saw one of the resume in the documents. So that is sufficient to put in my resume, or is there any other objects is required? One
Yeah,
sample resume is
anyway,
there.
yeah, sample resume is there, you are right. Yeah, anyway, you will come to know end of the course, right? Because for every
Okay.
topic, I will discuss what we do in the projects and all, right? So you will get clear picture end of the day. So again, we will discuss the same end of the course, okay? Or after end of each topic.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Sir, document I didn't receive, sir.
Sorry? Yeah, someone, yeah, yeah, you pinged me and you gave your mail. I will check. I will check and resend again. Okay.
Sir, sir, as developers, we are writing code, we are creating tables, we are creating workflows, IDOCs and all. But as a ABAP and HANA consultant, what exactly we will do?
Yeah, that's what ABAP and HANA we do in ABAP perspective. That we will start after HANA modeling. HANA modeling I start this Friday. That is HANA modeler we will do. But it is good if ABAP also knows that it is a multi-skilling. After HANA modeling, right? Whatever I will discuss, those are all done by ABAPers, like HANA migration, new OpenSQL, ABAP and HANA, top down, bottom up, AMDP, CDS view, external view, database procedure proxies. All those are done by ABAPers.
Okay. So
And also whatever,
okay. So these
and
beginning
all,
classes are all just for knowledge purpose, correct, sir?
yeah, not law. Let's say catalog folder I explained, right? That is basic for HANA SQL because in ABAP and HANA you use HANA SQL.
Okay.
Okay, because without knowing schema, you can't understand. It's a basics catalog folder. But some things you also do in projects. I told you, right? If you are a senior person, you use alter statement or partitioning. That can be done. Okay.
Okay.
And also data provisioning. Yes, it is knowledge purpose or exam purpose or interview purpose or HANA modeling. It's a different job profile. It is used in ABAP and HANA reporting tools and all. It is good if you know. Yeah, after that, yes, we discuss all ABAP things. These are all used for basics.
Okay. Sir, there also in ABAP and HANA concepts also we will do. I mean, sir, my question is in normal ABAP and HANA profile also we have to work on IDOCs,
Yeah,
workflows and
yeah,
all.
yeah. Just wait. Okay. Once I start ABAP and HANA, in the first two classes, you will get clarity. Entire ABAP remains same. There is no change in that. Only wherever you write select statements, extractions, that is changed as ABAP and HANA. Okay. We will discuss all these things.
For certification also, we will send any material, sir. Any documents?
Yes, same material is used for that.
Okay. Did you send all, or did you send 70%, 60% like that?
70% I sent. Based on the topics also I will share in between. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, tomorrow there is no class. We will meet again on Thursday. Okay, I already informed you, right? Okay. Usually, guys, mostly this week is a mess for me. Okay. But you don't worry. In case if there is no class, right? I send an email. Okay, I don't miss anyone. Usually I align you before the class. Sometimes if I struck traffic or something doesn't work, it is not feasible to align you sometimes, but don't worry. I don't miss anyone. Okay, if you don't get link means there is no class. But usually I will align in advance. Very rarely it happens like yesterday. Okay, but even I asked Oasis to align you. I don't know whether they align you or not. But anyway, okay, tomorrow there is no class. Thank you very much. Good night. Have a nice day.
Sir, one last question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, how far these videos will be shared, sir? I mean, these video, there is no option for downloading the video. So how far we can access this video?
Yeah, these are unlimited. There is no expiry date. And also, as I told you, you can attend any batch any number of times. Even you can attend a batch after 1 year and you can get the latest videos. Okay, even you don't attend also, you can request you get the videos as well. Okay.
Great, sir. Great. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Bye.